Okay, this should be interesting. I'll wait to see if anyone responds. In the meantime, I can look at some books. This is where I normally sit when I'm studying at night. I think do on the next live stream is I'll switch around so I'm in the same position I was for one of my videos for the channel news video. Okay, I'm going to be distracted trying to read the comments. So I got Alan Cole already and JBH. Hey, howdy. Mike Tufts is on here. This is going to be interesting. Okay, yeah, this is a Q&A, so you can just ask me whatever you want. Doesn't even have to be Flintknapping stuff. Okay, and this is a relatively new computer, so there could be a delay in figuring out if there's a problem with volume or whatever. Russell, hi. Ashia, hey. All right. So, yeah, I think I have the chat set to normal settings. Okay. Mike's a little hard of hearing, but he can still hear me just fine. Okay. I don't need this right now. What's your favorite stone to nap? That's an interesting question because it changes. It's been changing over the years, right? I used to say hornstone was my favorite, the good high-grade hornstone, but now I like the buttery type of obsidian or dacite as my favorite. I do like triple flow obsidian as well as an obsidian. It's one of my favorites, but I'm liking more and more the buttery type of dacite. Why? I don't know. And it's funny because I tend to have dreams of napping, right? Probably like every napper. But the latest ones have been with me napping the buttery dacite. So that must be my favorite. Yeah. What's the next video? More obsidian. I'm going to try to finish out some of the bifaces I've been working on. With the regular flaking. I'm trying to see if I recognize these names. Yeah, I do. Hello. Let's see. Have you made any Alberta points? Alberta. Those, I can't remember if those are simple stemmed, just a regular, like a paleo looking type point. I can't remember what that is. Don't forget to talk smack. I don't know if I should talk smack on this live stream. Although it's not monetized, I don't think. But yeah, I can make fun of people. That's easy. Don't make fun of people. Make fun of things. Okay, I'll make fun of things only. That's from my own head. I didn't read that just now. It might confuse people if I say something from my own brain. It's not from the comment section. Hello. Let's see. Yeah. And today, as I was looking through my computer to see how good I am at navigating in studio on my computer, I noticed that I had like 17 members on YouTube. Hello, Robbie, Brian, Seedley. I didn't mention everybody. We got a bunch of people on here. Bent Creek, hello. Yeah, I was looking through Studio on the computer, and I noticed that I got members, like 17 members, and I knew that I had a few members because when you comment, a little star is next to your name. When you comment in a regular YouTube comment section, like Mike Tufts is a member, right? And I can see your star here too. But that's about it. I thought I had like 3 members, but I've got quite a bit. I think 17 is pretty good. Red-eyed Patriot. Hey, Michael. I laugh because some of these, I remember some funny commentary. Yeah. Some of these guys are really funny. Yeah. Yeah, I actually hit the membership button 12 months ago and have not been able to figure out how to undo it. Okay. I like that kind of member. Yes, I do. I'll be right back. Alan Cole must be going to make a sandwich or something. Everyone can see the comments, right? The chat when it comes up. I forget. Anyway, I was supposed to go out looking for arrow shoots today, but I took a nap instead. I went to a doctor's appointment today, so I had to get up really early. I'm kind of tired. I don't know. I think I'm going to go do some napping tonight after this live stream, but I may just go to sleep. Jimmy Wolfley, yes. I just received my last auction blade, Novaculite multicolor. Very nice. I was sweating bullets waiting for it. Yeah, I usually sweat bullets when I mail these off too, so I kind of overdo the packaging. I've had very few of them break, but when they do, it really bugs me. Yeah, especially a blade like Novaculite. It's so delicate and fragile, and a lot of these obsidian ones I've been sending out are fragile. Let's see. Truck was in the shop today. Yeah. Okay, so the next live stream I'll probably do with better lighting. I'll have more stuff set up too. Like I have got this book I'll be reading excerpts from Ishii and Two Worlds, but I've got a lot of other ones. I think Ishii's in this one too, Hunting with the Bow and Arrow. This is by Sexton Pope. And I think this one's in the public domain. Yeah, so I can read as much of it as I want. Yahi Archery. I think this one's also in the public domain. Okay. I bought all those books just before Christmas. I bought myself a lot of Christmas gifts. Yeah. What do we got? We got more comments. I've been using gray dogwood arrow chassis from Jeremy down in Connecticut. I also use black cherry. Okay. How do you recognize the gray dogwood in winter? The folding through cardboard and putting the points inside. Oh yeah, I used to fold thick cardboard and put the points inside. That's when I was very low on funding. What are your thoughts on the Sweetwater biface? Specifically, what tools do you think were used? What do I think was used for tools? Very high grade antler and very high grade hammer stones. And the tool stone that the Sweetwater biface was made from was also extremely high grade. And the napper was also a genius. So it's a perfect storm of all the stuff you need to do that. And the technique to hit the side without biting it or breaking the whole biface has to be something different than what we're using today. Yeah. So specifically, what tools do you think were used? I think it was just high grade stuff. They picked the best stuff. And obviously the napper had many years of experience, so he would probably test each tool and say, no, this antler is not that great. This antler is a little bit better. Or maybe he was using some sort of bone like a buffalo or bison bone of some sort. Who knows? But what I can probably say and be correct is the stuff that he used for the tools was high grade. Now, what about high grade copper tools? Because there was a copper culture, and the Sweetwater biface is not that old, relatively speaking. It's not a paleo piece, right? So they would have known about copper for sure. But large pieces of copper usually only were used for napping in the Great Lakes area, as far as evidence goes. But it's possible that some of the final finishing on very elaborate points was made with copper. Either a copper little billet or a tip on a piece of wood or inserted into a piece of antler and used as a pressure flaker or even an indirect percussion stick. It's very hard to recognize gray dogwood. It grows in clumps, and I know several clumps identified in the summer. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to identify it in the spring. Hopefully, when the buds come out, I'll be able to tell. I've got an app on my phone that allows me to take a snapshot of anything, the buds, the even the bark. But it's given me some mixed results on just the bark. So I'll wait for the buds to come out in spring before the ticks start coming out. There's too many ticks in this area. Like up to, I think it said up to 70% of the ticks in this area carry Lyme disease. The deer ticks. The other ticks, no, but the deer ticks, yes. I've not napped anything in a couple months. Got to get back at it. Oh, yeah. After a couple months, you forget how to nap. Yeah. It's not like riding a bicycle. You forget. Forget way too easy. You've been slacking. Maybe copper punches. Yeah. Little copper punches, vertical punches, maybe. I don't know. For the Sweetwater biface. Everyone looks at that one, but there are other bifaces that are smaller than the Sweetwater, like the Folsom ultra thins are in the same category, but they're smaller. Okay. But they're also very, very thin. Now, Folsom, I don't think had copper, but who knows? There was copper found in a cave in Kentucky with some points. Interesting. I didn't know that. I was wondering, did you come up with behind the knee technique with indirect? Is there information on the natives that did it that way? I've seen it done sitting Indian style. Yeah, I came up with the technique of holding it behind my knee. Yeah. I don't know if there's information on natives that did it that way. There's just indirect evidence on the use of indirect. Alan Cole, you thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, you're welcome. Let's see, do I like this one? I like that reply. I can reply to your comment. Be the first to reply to Alan. All right. Let's see if I can do this. It's good that I'm going to get practice doing these things live. I can't do this. We've got a microphone here. Let's see. Yeah, capital. Been trying to nap a chunk of quartz. Eeks. Yikes. Yeah, you'll be trying for a while. Now, quartz sometimes can be heat treated, but I don't recommend going too high. 400 degrees for 4 hours, maybe 2 hours, maybe. But you ramp it up. With heat treatment, you start at 200 degrees for 24 hours just to dry it out. Because you don't want your rocks exploding because of moisture or steam. And then you ramp it up. Like it starts at 200, you go to 250, and you wait 30 minutes, turn it up to 300, wait 30 minutes, turn up to 350, wait 30 minutes, turn up to 400. Once it's at 400, you leave it in for 2 hours or 4 hours, depending on how your conditions are. If your turkey roaster takes a long time to heat up, then leave it in for 4 hours. And then just turn it all the way to 0 when it's over, and then let it cool down for 12 hours. Hey, hello. Marty, Emerson, hello. I can't stand ticks either or mosquitoes. Do you think maybe this year you might start hunting arrowheads? No, I would like to, but last time I hunted arrowheads, I was on a deer lease in Texas, and I spent all day hunting arrowheads and not doing any deer hunting. What are your thoughts on PBR? It seems hard to work for us. What is PBR? It seems too hard for us. Oh, I can go backwards on this chat. Yeah, this is my first live stream. Yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts on PBR? I don't know what that is. Sorry. Evening. Let's see. It works great. All right, so Quartz is tough stuff. I've had luck with a type of white quartzite. Seems to like Abo tools best. It doesn't nap well with copper. Yeah, quartz will eat up basically any tool. Yeah, I've seen Tella had a quartzite napped with wood to start with to get the flakes. And then he used a copper pressure flaker to just nap around the outside. Basically left original flake scar on the front and back, or on the both faces. It just napped around the outside. Came out very nice. So you can knock off thin flakes with a piece of wood from your core, and then you just nap around the edges. That's the easiest way to nap quartzite. A Telehata sometimes can be high grade, and sometimes you don't need to heat treat that stuff. Checking in from Indianapolis. All right. It's great to have you online. I want to be like you when I grow up. Yeah. You're 80? You talk like you're 20. I thought Ken was like a youngster. I didn't know you were 80. Dang it. That's awesome. If I did know at one time, I forgot. Okay, so that's easy for me to forget stuff like that. I found a lot of points this spring and summer. Yeah, Michael, I've seen stuff that you found. They're pretty cool. Painted Buffalo River, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Someone's drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon with your sandwich. I'm assuming everyone's going to make a sandwich. That's what I used to do. I don't eat sandwiches anymore because I don't eat bread anymore. I think that I was napping was Cheshire quartzite, found in New England. Oh, you don't want to nap that stuff from New England. I've napped it before. What I've napped is driveway gravel, little pieces of quartz, because that's the highest grade that I've found. If you go someplace where it has driveway gravel with quartzite, little nodules and chunks, that stuff is not bad. If you try to chip it out of the hillside in some of these road cuts that you see around here in New England, that stuff is vein quartz. It's extremely tough. Getting coffee, yeah, it's a good idea. I used to be Mr. 9 p.m. coffee. It did not prevent me from sleeping, no. So that's a good idea. I don't drink coffee anymore either. Let's see. Elderly flatulence. Okay. Painted Buffalo River is PBR. I see. Painted Buffalo River. Painted. I don't know. I like Buffalo River. It's excellent stuff. And it gets it gets into the high grade category when you heat treat it. But it can be napped raw too. I don't know what painted means. It just obviously it's got more color to it. Someone's eating fried cornbread and milk. How I can't get any more country than that. I mean, you can't get any more country than that. Yeah, it got some fried cornbread and milk. Is it whole milk or is it half and half? It better have some fat in it. Quartzite is the most plentiful rock in Connecticut. It's about all I have locally. Yeah, it's true. That's about all we have here too. We have some felsite, but I've tried that and it's terrible. What's your favorite bow making wood? Okay. That's a tough one too. My best bows are made from Osage, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is juniper. Yeah. Why? Because they make a really snappy, very springy bow. It's extremely lightweight too, so there's no loss of energy when you shoot it. I don't know how to explain it, but the limbs on juniper are so light that the string just feels like it's not even encountering any resistance whatsoever. And it's very snappy. So, but I've broken my juniper bows because juniper tends to dry out and crack if the humidity is not just right. Whole milk, red top. Okay, whole milk, yeah. The painted buffalo is a little more waxy and has more splotchy, blotchy color. Okay, that sounds awesome. I would get it. If you had to buy it, I would buy it. If you want to know how much you should spend on rocks, you start out at about, try to start out on the low range, buy a box for $85. And if you're able to make up money by making points out of it and selling points and then cover your costs for the box, then buy another more expensive type. I've bought boxes that are $150 a box for a medium flat rate box. And I've, made up for it by selling points made from it. So it didn't cost me anything after I made up some points from that stuff. I've heard Black Locust works great. Yeah, I've heard that too. And I've got some saved up, but I'm also looking forward to buying some fence posts. I've seen a couple guys on Facebook that have fence posts out of Black Locust, and they're just stacked up. I can go through and pick out what I want. And these fence posts are at least 4 feet long. They're usually about 5 to 6 feet. But I need to go through and look at them. And I'm excited because I have a trailer now that I can go pick up some stuff. That Black Locust, I'm going to start making some. Yes. Any special type of juniper? Yeah, I used ash juniper, but they call it cedar down in Austin, Texas, where I got mine. But it's not cedar, it's ash juniper. Real Southern is cornbread and buttermilk. There you go. That's what I've seen. Yes. Is it any special type of juniper? Yeah, it's ash juniper is my favorite. Now, Ishii made some bows out of what they call mountain juniper, which I think might be very similar. I've heard Black Locust works great. Yeah. Mine is hickory, most unforgiving wood to make a bow for. Most unforgiving? Hickory? No, I've made a backwards hickory bow where I use the inside of the wood as the back and not the bark side of the wood as the back. So I've made an opposite bow with hickory and it didn't split or crack or anything. So I consider that very forgiving. Now, hickory takes a lot of set. If you are shooting it in the spring where it's really humid and you're practicing for hunting in the fall and you shoot all summer, you're going to get a lot of set in that bow. So I don't know. That might be what you're talking about. That's the bummer. Set makes the bow follow the direction that you're pulling it, which weakens it. So you'll have to increase the brace height, which kind of messes with your shooting a little bit. I napped Kirk last night with some of Roy Miller's Flint Ridge. Oh, yeah. If you can get a piece of Flint Ridge without cracks in it, heat treat, yeah. It takes a lot of heat. Yeah, a lot of skill to heat that stuff properly. Puffing some black Cavendish. Oh yeah, I got a gift also of some of that similar stuff. What is black Cavendish? It's pipe tobacco, and I have my pipes in storage, but I get to break them out. Yeah, this is it's not. I don't think it's black Cavendish. Let's see. I got this plus a couple packs of tobacco from Mike. No. Yeah, Mike Tufts. Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's see what we got. Am I falling behind here? Are the zinc spike nails what I want? I can't seem to find any that say mild steel. All nails that are what they call construction grade nails are mild steel. There's two types. There's galvanized and then there's bright. The bright has no galvanization on them. You buy the bright nails. And I prefer the box nails. Okay. Box nails. Just go to the hardware store and ask, I just need 16 penny nails, 10 penny nails. And they'll bring you to the steel nails that don't have galvanized coatings. And those are all mild steel. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you don't want the zinc spike nails. No, you just want the regular penny nails. Now, if you want a large diameter, a 1/4 inch or 5/16 inch spikes, then they have those at hardware stores that are not lame. Or you have to buy them over the internet, but they're like 20 penny. Okay, 20 penny nails are the big mild steel spikes. They're usually used for landscaping to install uh, like covers, cloth covers that prevents weeds from coming up, because you put down the cloth cover and then you put mulch over it. Well, you can spike it down with these spikes, either galvanized or regular. That's what they're used for. So if the guy at the hardware store says, I've never seen that, then you go, well, it's used to hold down that the cover so the weeds won't come up. Oh, okay, right over there. Yeah. Let's see. Brad sent me a few flakes a PBR a couple of years ago. I think he can probably get a little more. Oh, yeah. Brad can get lots of stuff. Yeah, it's beautiful material. Let's see. Hey, Pat, what's your view on fog napping? I've got friends, close friends that do fog napping, so I can't say anything bad about it. I can talk smack about fog napping, but only because it looks like a machine made it. So I'll say that. But in general, fog napping is fine. I don't say much about it in a negative way for two reasons. One, I have very good friends that do it. And then number two, I don't see anything wrong with it other than it looks like it's made by a machine. Now, as a new person, you can start fog napping and branch off into regular napping, random napping or whatever, or go the other way around. A lot of guys that I've seen at Nap-In started out just napping randomly with anything they can get their hands on, and then they see fog napping and they go, oh, that's what I want to do. So they switch over to fog napping. Very rarely do I see fog nappers go back to or go from originally fog napping into random napping. So fog napping actually can be a little more satisfying, I think. Not for me, because I don't like the monotony, but for some people, yes. All right. Yeah, I finally did a live view. The quartz I found is a solid white so far. I got 3 to 4 inch slivers. Well, heck, go to town on that stuff. It's going to be difficult and it wears out your tools, yeah. But if you use steel, you'll be in better shape. Well, unexpected surprise, yeah. This might be a good time to do the live streams at around 7 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. But I don't know how many of you guys are available. Now, if next week you ask me what my favorite stone is, I might tell you something else. But my favorite bow wood is juniper. No one's asked me what my favorite arrow wood is yet. Welcome to membership, HDC. Yay. I got 18 members now. I'm going to be counting them. Let's see. Very interested in both. I think fog is great segue into regular napping. Yeah, it is. New guys, I've seen them do the fog napping and then hand me their work up to a point. They'll get to a point and they go, I can't do anything with it after this because I've done one pass on one side, and it looked great. And then I do the second pass on the same side and I can't reach the first series of flakes. So I got stuff in the middle. I got original crud in the middle. And then I can't do anything on side B because it breaks. I go, yeah, that's the issue. You just need to get either thicker slabs or more narrow slabs, or cut them yourself. Now there is a way you can cut slabs yourself without a machine. You just use a glass cutter, score the slab, and then what I do is I take a metal rod, put it on the ground, and then step on each side of the rod like a teeter totter with the score mark right across where the rod is, and it'll snap the slab. Usually in the right spot, but never know. All right, and that will give you a smaller piece to work with, so you're not trying to struggle reaching across the slab. You're free then. Live napping session would be great too. Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about that. The thing is, I'll need to nap in front of my house, which is not bad now because I'm the only one here. So I can set up an area to nap in front of the house, and then I could do a live napping session, which is not difficult as long as the weather cooperates. So that might be next, but I gotta do it during the daytime. It gets dark like 4:15 here. I'm not awake yet until like after 6 p.m. Present and accounted for, JF. Yes. How do I become a member? I don't know. Good question. Somebody else knows. I mean, Michael can probably tell you. Jeremy, click the dollars. Oh, he already started. Yes. My guess is viburnum would be my favorite wood for arrows. Would be my favorite. Yes, so far so good. Yeah, viburnum is excellent. But what was that? What was it before then? That's a hard question. I was using birch a lot. Yeah, birch was my favorite before. And I was using birch dowels, yeah, but I was carving them down to the shape of a Native American arrow. I wasn't leaving them parallel. Now I was told that there are some Native American tribes that use parallel shafts, and I've been looking for those. There might have been, yeah. I just haven't found any tribes that used parallel shafts. Viburnum is now probably my favorite. Yeah, you do. Wesley does normal and fog napping, and fog always feels like cheating. I feel like I'm cheating when I use indirect, so don't worry about it. When I first started indirect percussion, I used what they called a rocker punch, which is a piece of antler secured somehow so that it rocks like a teeter totter, and it has a support. The one I was using had two pieces of wood, and then you put them across your top of your thighs or your top near your knees on top, okay, and then that rocker, the teeter totter, would be on one side, and you would put your workpiece underneath that teeter totter, one end of it, and it hit the top of that part of the antler that was sticking up. I'll show you one of these days what a rocker punch is. Anyway, I broke my first rocker punch, and within a few minutes after I broke that is when I took that little piece of antler out of the rocker punch and put it behind my knee and started using it that way. And that's how I came up with the behind the knee thing. My opinion is nothing is cheating. It improves your skills, especially flaking. Yeah. The intellectual among us is telling us that as long as it improves your napping, it's good. Yeah, of course. Let's see. I have used Phragmites for arrow shafts. It's very similar to the river cane, but the walls are much thinner, so you need to be careful. But Phragmites is very light and fast. Yeah, but the Phragmites that we have here, especially like if you're in Connecticut, it's very close to where I am here in Vermont. This type of Phragmites is very weak compared to the Phragmites that I got in the Southwest, West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. It's very different Phragmites than here. Around the Chihuahuan Desert, the Phragmites that grows there grows best at highest elevations or strongest at high elevations, and you can get a very thick-walled Phragmites there, and I think it's native to the U.S. The stuff around here in New England is not native to New England. I don't think. I've looked it up, and I think most of it comes from Europe as thatching reed. It's not really native to the U.S. Although if you get thick walled thatching reed, I suppose it will work. I haven't tried it yet. If you're getting good results, that's pretty good. It's good to see you. This is a pleasant surprise. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm well. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Have you watched much of Flintknapping Tips channel? Yeah, I used to watch it in the beginning, but I wasn't advancing, so I had to come up with some stuff on my own. As far as the natural tools and stuff, that channel didn't help me out. Okay. Yeah, hit the like button. I don't even nap. I watch to nap. Yeah, that's a good way to nap. You're swamped now. How do you fight burnout? The way that I fight burnout is not to nap too much. Even though I get a lot of orders and stuff, I don't try to nap all day and space it out. I kind of cram it toward the end. So I do what comes naturally, which is I wait until the end of the day and then nap. So that's more natural for me. If I force myself to nap when I don't want to nap, that's when I start to burn out. But if I just do it naturally, like I like to do it at the last minute, then it works better. I try to go with the flow. These glasses don't help. Anyway, I can read this. So yeah, I've heard it's much better quality out there. Phragmites that grows higher in elevations in Connecticut seems to be stronger. It's still easy to break. Yeah. The higher the elevation for Phragmites, the better. Where I lived, that was above 2,000 feet, so we had good stuff in West Texas. Picked up the HDC third year with much success. If you're in your third year and you have a lot of success, you're doing good. What the heck is going on here? Now the weirdness can start. Yeah. Sal has joined the conversation and is now in the building, so we can be like fools. Yes, Sal is in the building. All right, learning to nap glass. I can make small points, but they aren't pretty. So what? It doesn't matter. If you can poke your finger or poke someone in the eye with it, it's good. There goes the neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah, Michael knows Sal as well. How's the shed in the cold? You have heat. I have a space heater. Yeah. And it's only a 7 by 7 foot shed. So it heats up pretty quick. The only time I run into problems is when there's a lot of wind and the shed is not windproof. It's got seams in it that the air comes through. So that's when it gets cold. But other than that, it'll rate the heat. The space heater will raise the temperature 30 degrees. So if it starts to get down into like 7 or 8 degrees, like it was the other day, then yeah, it's cool because it's only like 38 degrees or something in the shop. But usually it's in the 20s here so far. Thanks for sharing. Peace. Eric. Eric's here. Hello. With your smoking, have you tried the actual Knapping plant? No, not the actual one. I've tried silky dogwood, which is used in the Knapping mix, but I've purchased some of the tobacco, Indian tobacco, what they call Indian tobacco seeds. I need to look that up. Arctostaphylos. I need to write that down. No, I can look at this chat later. Yeah, I need to write that down. I'm going to start long-form napping videos this spring after I get a Wi-Fi booster. Yeah, I just got new Wi-Fi 2 days ago. Upgraded it. So hopefully it's working well. Ice fishing is really going well here. Ice fishing is really going well here. You should nap in an ice hut for a vid. Oh, no. Unless I can figure out what to get for a good foot warmer. My feet get so cold these days, it's frustrating. As my granddad said, if it works, it don't matter. Yes, that's true. It's coming. Let's see. It's coming. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you can send me some of that, Jim Cooper, that'd be awesome. I want to try. Now, I use myself as a guinea pig, so I don't know how I'll react. I usually react badly to plants, but there are some that, like silky dogwood, it's not bad. Grape leaves, not bad. Strawberry leaves, raspberry leaves are not bad. But I tried goldenrod leaves, and something happened. I lost interest after that because it made my tongue numb. It made my head spin. And I think it just made me feel generally fatigued. So I'm allergic to goldenrod, apparently. Okay. Any new paleo styles you're going to try? Just the Cody points. I'm building up to doing the Cody points because they're very methodical, and I've got to get used to that. I'm not used to that. I tend to want to just go straight into the randomness. Now, some of the Cody points are not napped sequentially, which is good because I don't nap sequentially. So what they do is they space their original pass out to a lot, and then they run a flake in between each one of those flakes. Okay, so that's another way to break up the monotony for me. The best materials for new napper is the best stuff you can get, right? So if you can't spend money, use bottle bottom glass from stuff like Clorox bottles. The old Clorox bottles are the best, but you can get growlers, what you call growlers, or 40-ounce beer bottles for glass. And then for stone, the best thing for a new person is the high-grade hornstone or something to that effect. Just go to a nap-in and ask somebody, I'm new. Do you have maybe some flakes that I could borrow that I could try out to see what I can nap and what I can't nap? And they go, sure, just go in there. There's a bunch of flakes right in front of me. Just pick out some of those and try them out. It's important for you to go to a nap-in. Okay. But the best material to start out with, if you can't buy anything, is the bottle glass or high-grade porcelain floor tile. You can buy that stuff at Lowe's and Home Depot. And you can buy 40-ounce bottles of whatever and start napping right away. That's what I would recommend for beginners if you don't have money. If you have money, then the sky's the limit. I would buy a variety. I'd buy boxes of mixed materials. Some of these guys that sell stone, they'll offer boxes of mixed materials. Obsidian, heat-treated novaculite mixed in, raw flint and chert, Keokuk, heat-treated Keokuk, raw Keokuk. Sometimes you'll get exotics in there. Yeah, just get boxes of mixed flakes. Okay, let's see. Could ice be napped? Yes, but it breaks so easily that I can't get anything but small stuff. Have I tried ice? Yeah, one time I tried some ice, but it crushes. I mean, just imagine. It can be napped though, which is weird. It doesn't nap very well. Best materials for new napper. Yeah. Rubber floor mat. Yeah, I can get a rubber floor mat. But I like the cloth ones better. One day red-eyed. I've been around for just don't have space for styrofoam 2-inch thick will keep your feet warm. Yes, that is true. Okay. Yeah. Styrofoam makes that squeaky sound. This is lame, but I hate that squeaky sound. Yeah. So I don't use it. But yeah, when I was napping in the back of my van, believe it or not, I used to nap in the back of my van when I first got up here to visit my dad because there's no room in the house. This is only a really tiny house. And I had styrofoam down below so my feet wouldn't freeze. But that styrofoam squeaky sound drives me nuts. I got the ADHD. Styrofoam 2-inch, yeah. It was thicker than 2-inch. It was probably more like 2.5, 3 inches. I got it from a large cooler. I just cut the bottom off of a large cooler. Probably dropped the point down in the ice hole. I don't know what that means. Let's see. What is your favorite string material for your bows? Fast Flight. Yes. As soon as I got my hands on Fast Flight, yeah, I used to use B50 like everybody else, waxed B50. And I don't like making bowstrings, so I just ordered off eBay. A lot of these guys were doing Flemish twist strings, and I said, man, I can just buy a long bowstring and I can just adjust it to my bows. But after I spent some money on Fast Flight, that's what I use. Now, a favorite natural string, of course, is sinew. I don't like the rawhide or plant fiber. Sinew is the way to go. And backstrap sinew is a lot stronger than leg sinew. But you can mix it. You can use backstrap on the loop that goes over the top of the bow, and where you're shooting the arrow, you can mix and match, or I don't know. You can use backstrap sinew where the string will wear down the fastest and it'll last longer. But backstrap is expensive if you have to buy it. Mr. Patrick, how do you handle the waste from napping? Here they have recycle centers. So on the side of the recycle center, they have a sign that says yard waste. And here in my area, you can dump anything natural in that area. Stones, even concrete, as long as it does not have reinforcement or rebar, and other natural materials. So I just dump all my flakes and stuff in there. So by doing this at a regular trash dump, it gets mixed with modern stuff. So no one's going to get mixed up later on that it's a Native American site, especially if you've got heat treats and obsidian in there that's not from the area. In the future, they'll know this is not from Native Americans. I am from Indonesia. Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you can dump your flakes at the dump, I recommend to do that. If you can't, you can always add it to concrete. It depends on what you're using. Okay. You can use it as aggregate, what they call aggregate in concrete. Some people, as a deterrent for people climbing fences, they put pieces of glass on top of the fences. If it's a concrete cinder block wall fence, I've seen this in Mexico. You can put flakes of stone up on top of the concrete wall. It helps prevent pests and people from climbing up over the wall. They would have needed a large piece to start out with. Yeah, I can't remember what was the reference to. Yeah, the Cody points and the paleo points, in general, if they can find preforms, are usually quite large. Okay, here we go. I'm losing my place. Lion's tail, had a crazy vivid dreams. Yeah, I'm not going to try lion's tail or willow bark or anything else like that for smoking in the pipe because, yeah, I'm not into the psychedelics. What is true malete? I don't know. Okay, I'll send a few things I've done, some experimental myself too. Cool. Yeah. All righty. Just send me a reminder so I can text you my email if you don't already have it. That way we can communicate by email. I have a very mild pipe tobacco that might enjoy. We are a small batch. Yeah. I think, Jim, you might have my address already. Peace. I want to go to the Spring Flint Ridge Nap-In this year. Well, what's stopping you, Michael? I'm not sure why, but I seem to struggle like crazy with Georgetown. You're not alone. At least the stuff with a really dark material in the center. The difference in density between the gray and the dark messes me up. Oh, yeah, definitely. Just skin the top if you can. Just skim it and use the gray, the light gray stuff. Yeah, and then you heat treat the darker stuff. Now, if you heat treat the stuff that's already combined, if you got flakes, got both stuff in it, you can heat treat that at about 375 degrees or 400 degrees. Okay, so try heat treating it. Georgetown can be very, very miserable. Yes, it can be excellent. It can be also very miserable. I prefer Flint River or high grade root beer. Yes. Yeah. Instead of Georgetown, high grade root beer is better. Yeah. Flint River, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Flint River because sometimes it's highly cracked and it's got layers in it. What kind of chair do you use when you nap? I actually don't use a chair. I use a 5-gallon little bin and then I put a cushion on top. So I'm sitting below 14 inches. I think the bin is only 12 inches high, and then the pad that I use is a couple inches. It's not a chair. I try to sit as low as possible so my knees are higher up and I can put the rod under my knee without any effort. Yeah, I'm finding it. Yeah, this is a common problem. I'm having a hard time finding one at the right height to hold the indirect rod under my knee without having to prop up my foot. Yeah, I used to prop up my foot also. There's no reason why you can't do it that way. But it does become uncomfortable because you're twisting your back a little bit. So I recommend sitting low, or you can use what they call, or what I call, a Kelly strap, named after my friend Kelly Elkins, who came over one day and told me the same thing. I can't hold it behind my knees, so I got this strap and see what I can see what I do. I said, that's a good idea. But other guys have come up with similar things, arrangements for the tools before that. He just used the strap to hold the rod behind his knee. But you can hold a rod above your leg or under your leg or behind your knee. I have a video. Just look up Jack Crafty Kelly strap. You'll see what I mean. I had a harebrained idea about napping a hard candy after spalling Hall's cough drop by accident. You spalled a cough drop by accident? Okay. Yeah, hard candy can be napped, believe it or not, but don't try it on peanut brittle. It's blasphemy. Yes, go to Nap-Ins. Yeah, go to Nap-Ins. Patrick forced me to go. Just kidding. Yeah, I've seen Sal at Nap-Ins. Yeah, it's a good time. I got jealous of his lighting that he uses for lighting up his area, so I had to get some of that type of lighting. Yeah, I'm low tech. Those sensory issues are coming with autism and ADHD. I'm one myself. I can't handle egg crate foam. Yeah, the styrofoam egg crate foams, when you open up to check to see if the eggs are okay. Nah, I'll go to the regular cardboard and open up and see. Yeah, there's something about styrofoam, but it's not as bad as I've seen some people have that squeaky reaction to the squeakiness of the styrofoam. Yeah, it's common with ADHD and autism. Yeah, it runs in my family, the ADHD and autism. I'm glad these comments are not coming in that fast. I have issues with reading or anything that I need to concentrate on because I don't read the whole word as a unit. Have to look at each letter. Uh, let's see. Did someone say fancy fletching? No. Is that an inside joke? Fancy fletching. I've also got the ADHD. My condolences. Have a great live. Good to see you. Have a great live. Okay. Mike has left the building. I have your email. I did the bottle bottom curvature removal. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's hard for some people to do the nap-ins over the weekend. I understand. Hello from South Dakota. I just got some backstrap sinew for my Native American headdress. Awesome. It's good for sewing. You can use it as thread. Yeah, it has to be thick though. 'Cause every time I use it thin, it snaps on me. I don't know why. You still using that bin to sit on? Yes, I am. Probably the same bin since the last time. Oh yeah, but I've bought 4 of those bins, so it could be a slightly different. But yeah, it's the same type of bin for sure. I cut my legs down on my bench and sit lower. I use a prop. I used to prop an old coffee can. Yeah. I used to use a small bucket. How do you rate petrified wood as far as nappability? Very mixed. It's very rare to find a good piece of petrified wood, unless we're talking about rainy buttes. Yeah, petrified wood is terrible unless you heat treat it. And even when you do heat treat it, it's full of all kinds of voids, layers, inconsistencies, and hard spots and soft spots. It's terrible, but it can be beautiful. Oftentimes, the most beautiful stuff to nap is also the hardest or most difficult or challenging. What's the most money you've made on one blade? I think 100. Actually, I don't know. Between 100 and $200. What soup tonight? No, it's not a soup. Actually, there's just plain water tonight. Yeah, I did. I had at the last minute. I grabbed my cup because I knew I was had to drink water when I start talking. In my mouth, I have a strong chew instinct that kind of. Okay. Do you have a video that shows the tools of a beginner would need to get started? Yeah, just type in on a search Jack Crafty tools. Stone hook has an interesting way of knee napping. Yeah, I've seen stone hook. Interesting. Yeah. Add dyslexia. Yeah. Uh, my ex-wife has dyslexia, so my kids got everything. Yeah. Poor kids. I use a big rubber band to hold the ishi behind my knee. That's a good idea. I did get a comment one time. Let's see. There's an ad coming in. How long have I been talking? See, I set the settings so the ads will come in every 30 minutes. I didn't realize I was talking for almost an hour. Sorry about that. But yeah, I can't set ads further apart than that. Yeah. If you don't have a membership, you'll see the ads. I use a big rubber band to hold the ishi behind my knee. If I raise one foot, I find I don't bend over so much. Okay. Stonehook uses a mixture of freehand and lap napping. It's pretty good too. Yeah. And he's also posting a lot of videos, which is good. In Washington, there's opalized wood that can be knapped well if it's hand dug below the frost line. Exactly. Yeah. For those who support the channel, please let the ads play through. It helps out Patrick. Yeah. Who's Patrick? That's me. The channel name is Jack Crafty. My name is Patrick. Why did I do that? Because at the time that I started the channel, or in the early days, they wanted you to have a name of your channel different from your real name. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. They must have some special encryption. But back in the day, you could get hacked easily if you use your real name for the channel name. I guess the comments are slowing down a little bit. I might just stop because it's been an hour. Yeah, I got to get napping. But yeah, if you have questions, you can put them in the comment section of the videos. I'll answer any questions you want, even if it's not napping related. Yeah, back to my regularly scheduled programming. All right, cool. It's good to see you guys too. I'm going to send you 2 or 3 nodules. I see. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, talk smack and nap live. I will eventually. Don't worry. That's how I entertain myself. Okay, I'm going to cut the live stream off. Nap on. Thanks for the chance to ask questions. Yeah, anytime. Good to live stream. You ever pick up anything from a train track? Oh, yes. It wasn't any good. It looked good, but it wasn't any good. Peace. Yeah. Was wondering, the words you say in Spanish are right on. Do you speak Spanish? No hablo español. Half of my family speaks Spanish. Let's put it that way. So yeah, a little bit. I'm trying. Every time I try to learn to be fluent in Spanish, I get a headache. But I was fluent in Spanish until the age of 5, until I started going to school. And then my mom wanted to learn English, so I had to speak English. All righty. I enjoyed this too. Yeah. I found nice flint in the middle of a town near New Orleans, right off of Jefferson Square. Yeah, just don't tell anybody. And be sparing. Don't take it all. All right. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm going to stop the chat. Okay? Bye-bye.